Hey, what's up guys? It's Bloodthirster13 here, and today I'm bringing you guys a video about the 5 division-specific weapons inside of Call of Duty WW2 multiplayer. So to get each of these weapons, you're going to need to prestige each of the divisions, and when you prestige a division, you get one weapon. And there's, obviously like I said earlier, there's 5 weapons, one for each type of primary. So there's one SMG, one assault rifle, one shotgun, one LMG, one sniper. And right now, I'm showing you guys the SMG, which is the MP40. And the assault rifle is the SVT, the LMG is the MG42, the sniper is the Kar98, and the shotgun is the sawed-off. And the MP40 is my favorite. The MP40 is probably my favorite just because it's SMG, and I'm mostly an SMG player. But even if I wasn't an SMG player, I feel like this would still be my favorite because it is so good. It just constantly slays everyone on the battlefield. It's awesome. If you're thinking you're gonna go for one of these or only one of these weapons, or you wanna know which one to go for first, my recommendation is definitely the MP40. It is super good because most SMGs in World War II, the thing that I really noticed is that longer ranges, they really start to drop off in damage. But the MP40, I feel like, keeps the damage up even at a range. Obviously, the damage drops off a little bit, but I feel like it does the most damage out of range out of any of the SMGs. So that's something that's really good. It's more versatile than more SMGs, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. Another thing that I love doing on this weapon is slapping on suppressor with airborne division and just going into a spawn like you're seeing right here and just getting in people's faces and killing people. This thing's really good for running and gunning, and if you slap suppressor on it, enemies aren't going to know where you are. You shoot them from behind, shoot them from the side, and get easy kills. Like I saw earlier, I was in their spawn and I was kind of using that care package to bait them so they kind of come towards me. I end up dying in a 2v1 situation, but that's alright. I already got some decent kills. As you can see right here, like in that, you can, if you get in the right spot, you can just slay people with the right positioning. It's amazing. And right there, I had no business winning that gunfight, but I did because MP40 is amazing. So one thing I'd like to talk about in this video is some tips for World War II, because I have a few tips for you guys that I didn't really know going into World War II, and once I kind of started implementing into my gameplay, it really helped me out a lot. The first one is going to be aiming down sights around corners. I know people might think this kind of as like playing it slow, not really rushing, but I promise you can still be aggressive while doing this. But if you're aiming around corners, then you're going to be ready for any sort of gunfight you can get, which means you have a higher chance of winning that gunfight, which is awesome. And another tip is when you're aiming down sights, try to keep moving so you're a harder target to hit. And you will see a lot of people's aim will kind of not be so good. So if you're constantly moving around, then you can get people to miss shots, and if you're landing yours, you'll be able to win more gunfights. So right here, moving on to the SVT. And normally, I'm not a huge fan of this weapon, because it kind of reminds me of like the Shiva type thing, semi-auto assault rifle. Great grenade throw, by the way. But in this gameplay, I actually did pretty good with it. I haven't really used it too much up until recording this, but once I kind of started using it and getting a feel for it, I kind of really liked it. And one thing I would definitely recommend is the bayonet feature, if you have infantry division on while you're using this. So if you get really up close and personal with people, you're not really going to be doing that good with the semi-auto assault rifle. But if you have that bayonet, then you can kind of melee people at close range to get people off you. And you'll see me do that a few times in this gameplay here. Then for a few tips for this weapon, I would definitely try to not get super up close, because people with SMGs can be outgunning you. But if you're at medium to long range, this weapon really excels. And again right there, I was talking about the bayonet, use that to get people that are really close to you off of you. And in this gameplay, I was actually sticking to a lot of the houses, which I wouldn't normally recommend, because that gets you in a lot of close gunfights. Like, right there, I really thought I was gonna die. Like, yeah, right there. but the bayonet saves me, and that's why I definitely recommend the bayonet. It can save your life a lot. You see that missed bayonet, hit him with the 180, pop pop, and he gone. But yeah, so SVT, pretty good weapon, not my favorite, but if you're the type of person who likes kind of laying back, maybe using cover and killing people from a range, this is definitely the weapon for you. If you're the type of person like me, kind of likes a running gun, getting people's faces, this may not be the weapon for you to go for, but I still would recommend it because it is a pretty good weapon. It has some good damage, and yeah. So right there, I picked up a Wafa because I thought I was going to run out of ammo. So I only have 7 shots left. I was on a pretty good streak here. I think it was like 13 or 14. And I die right there, which kind of sucks, but that was a nice streak. So moving on to the MG42 here. Right here, I'm just showing off how you can mount it. Like, you can mount it to surfaces when you're running the certain division that goes with it. I'm blanking on the name right now. Ah, jeez, can't remember it, but that's fine. So, one tip I have for this, I wasn't doing this in the gameplay, but I would definitely recommend extended mags, because I feel like you go through clips really fast, and the reload time is really, really bad. So I'd also recommend the basic training, which I believe is called Hustle, which makes it so you reload faster. You kind of need it for this weapon, because the reload's super slow, so you're going to need to reload, get behind cover, and try to find a good spot where people aren't going to come, so you can just get that reload off, and be good and keep on slaying. Again, this is kind of like the SVT in a way where you're going to kind of want to stay back. One thing that I was kind of surprised about is that hipfire on the MG42 is actually pretty good. I studied there for a second. Yeah, the hipfire is a lot better than I would think for an LMG. The fire rate is pretty good. So up close, obviously it's not ideal, but you can still get some kills up close. Yeah. So for attachments, definitely, like I said, extended mags, and then if you want to, grip. So right here, moving on to the Kar 98. Normally not really a sniper, but this weapon makes sniping fun. It's just such a fun weapon to use. It's super good. It's a one-shot kill to most spots of the body, and I definitely recommend using this like I am in the gameplay on War, especially on Operation Breakout, because if people are trying to get to the bridge, then you can just keep on sniping them like I'm doing right here. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to use. If you're good at sniping, then you could seriously do some serious work with this. I'm not a very good sniper, and even here I'm still getting some few kills, getting a few kills. Yeah, Kar 98's definitely one of my favorite snipers of all time. Probably definitely in my top 5, maybe top 3. So yeah, that's something to say when there's a lot of good snipers out there, especially in other CODs like the Ballista, the DSR, and Intervention, stuff like that. I'd say it definitely compares. Moving on to the sawed-off shotgun. And I'm sorry, but I cannot get a good gameplay with this. And you kind of just saw why. Put 2 shots into a guy. It wasn't really that far of a range. But this thing just has a terrible damage range. You need to be super, super close, like close enough to kiss him to get a one-shot kill. And the thing is, most of the time it's going to be a 2-shot kill, so you need to be able to land both your shots. Like right there, I was pretty close to him, still couldn't one-shot him though. So, the sawed-off shotgun is definitely my least favorite out of all of these. It's just not good. If you do want to run it, definitely advanced rifling is something that you kind of need, just because, again, the damage range isn't very good. Advanced rifling makes it so you can kind of shoot farther and do more damage out of range. So I just couldn't get a good gameplay with this, so I was playing against AI bots here, so I could at least show you the weapon shooting, stuff like that. It's a pretty cool weapon, but it's just not very good. Yeah, it's not very good. I would definitely say that this is the worst out of all of them. And I kind of wanted this thing to be good because it's a really cool concept, but it's just not. Right there, showing off the incendiary shells. I thought the incendiary shells would make it better, but even one shot the burning doesn't really kill him. So you still need to put 2 shots in him, which isn't very good. So come to the end of the gameplay. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe.